We are back on Dirty Rotten Radio, powered by the UrbanAdvocate.com via 4Block TV under the umbrella that is RockuNation.com. Now, we've been covering a whole lot of ground this evening, but it's time for that segment that we do every week. So, we say we do Fast February before we get out of here and do the top 7 list now.
Sounds like a plan to me, sir.
My colleague, my co-conspirator, my co-defendant, Ramon of the Urban Advocate has painstakingly put together yet another list for us to discuss here on Dirty Rotten Radio. And this will be our special clip for the week. He has a top 7 list of things couples do too soon. Am I correct? The top 7 things couples do entirely too soon, as brought to you by theurbanadvocate.com, Dirty Rotten Radio, 4Block TV, RockuNation.com, and the greatness that is Scoundrel Nation, the High Council of Hip Hop. Without any further ado, I will open the floor to my colleague. Take it away, Jesus' publicist, the Urban Advocate, Ramon.
All right, now for this full list, you can always go to the urbanadvocate.blogspot.com.
Yes, you can. You can do that.
All right. But basically, you know, we talked about last week. I forgot what the list was last week, but it was something.
It was educational, whatever it was.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to help people out. And, top 7 things women overreact about.
Oh, yeah, that.
You know, so, you know, this week we coming at you with
saving lives out here in the streets.
We're trying to help everybody, you know what I'm saying? Trying to enrich everybody's being.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? This list we call jumping the gun.
Jumping the gun.
Which is basically, you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of couples out here, they moving a little bit too fast, you know what I'm saying?
You're putting the cart before the horse.
You know what I mean? It's the tail wagging the dog, you know what I mean? So we gonna get right on it.
Talk to him, sir.
Number 7. Taking trips together, traveling together.
Okay.
Now,
all right, I'm listening.
Here's what
really want to see where this one goes.
All right, if you travel together too soon, you become exposed to all of the things that could potentially bother you about that person. Things you otherwise would have just slowly been exposed to over months wouldn't have been found so annoying if you just learned them one at a time.
Get that shit out there quickly and in the open. I say, hey, take a weekend together. That way you know this motherfucker's disgusting.
Well, quick overexposure isn't a good thing. It says, think about it. Do you usually come back from trips with your family or friends, you know, significantly annoyed with anybody?
It's happened, but normally that's because there are extenuating circumstances that come up that none of us could control, and everyone has different levels of conflict resolution.
Well, I know with me, like, it says, I know with me, like, I'm not too much for sitting, like, let's say we in a car, we going on a road trip. It is very nerve-wracking to me being in a car, you know what I'm saying, for hours upon hours going anywhere.
Right.
So when I get it is, you know, when all of that time start going by, I start to get irritable.
As anyone
else, you know
what
I'm saying? So it's like little small things about a person that might not have bothered me all that much if it, you know what I'm saying, if I was in my regular state of mind.
Everybody
start tap dancing on my nerve.
Everybody doesn't travel at the same temperature.
Exactly.
Everybody doesn't listen to the same music when they travel.
Exactly.
It's like, yeah, all these things come into play, but that, like, I know we're talking about like mass group traveling. If it's you and a significant other, this is one. I mean, you just going to take charge. Like, somebody going to be uncomfortable.
I understand. Like, now, I'm saying if you do this too soon in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, let's say like in the first couple of months, you take a trip together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's a little too soon. because you know what I'm saying, like you hadn't even got to feel this person out all the way, because all of that stuff don't really start coming up to, you know what I'm saying, like people say, about the third month.
I mean, it kind of depends. It's like it depends on what mind state you're in when you take the trip.
Right.
Like if you're not in a, let's say, deadlock, serious, monogamous, or whatever the case may be, you're not completely into the relationship phase yet. You can, I guess it's because I see both sides of the argument. I do see where
I do too.
If you go on a trip too fast and you see too much too soon, it's a turn off. And then there are other things like, okay, I'm like, well, I should know this now. I should know this in the first however long, so that, you know, in month 9, year 2, I don't see this and it's like, you've been doing this shit the whole time?
Okay, so now here's a situation. What if, you know, you got a couple that you know, decide they're gonna take a trip together. They in the first, you know, few months of their relationship.
Okay.
They decide they want to take a trip together, and then they get there, end up arguing the whole time, and decide they don't want to be together no more. Then what?
Okay, you learned. You learned because at some point, if the relationship was going somewhere, you were gonna have to be around each other like that anyway. So either you become civilized adults and learn to respect each other's space,
right?
Or you end up alone. So it's probably good that you know that now, because if you can't, you're on vacation. If you can't come to some sort of consensus to where two grown people can coexist for 2-3 days, it wasn't gonna work anyway. Yeah. Both you motherfuckers was fronting. One of you is fronting about everything that makes you upset, and the other one's fronting about the type of person they are. If you're only going out to dinner once a week and you both have your best clothes on, putting your best foot forward, that shit is fake. That's you on your best behavior. Fuck that. I want to know what you like when I can't fucking stand you, so I can figure out whether I can stand you.
Whether or not I can stand you.
This is real life. Real scoundrels is out here living it. Number 6.
It says meeting the parents, but I'm gonna throw in meeting the family members, meeting the kinfolk, meeting the crew, meeting the friends, and all of that.
It's a progression of that. It's a real progression of that. You gotta, I ain't gonna lie, you gotta start low on the totem pole.
Yeah.
Like if you don't already know these people, like, okay, now if you go to church with me, or we're childhood friends, we went to the same school, you may know people of mine already.
Yeah, we might have some like mutual friends, mutual acquaintances, or you might know my family members from anywhere.
But there's a progression. Like you meet different people each time. You move up.
Right.
If you start out meeting the most important person, there's no one else you really give a damn about meeting. If you meet, let's say for a guy, if you meet his mother, the first time you meet anybody, the first person you meet is his mother. Where do you go from there? You've met who matters the most. Same thing with a guy. If a girl introduces you, and this is a grown woman, introduces you to her father or her mother, her grandmother, her grandfather, there's not much more you can do. It's like, shit, if I'm in, and God forbid it goes well, then you really don't have much respect for anybody else you meet, because she done picked the most important person to her, and she took you straight. Take me to your leader. Took you straight to the ace number 1, and he co-signed you. Fuck everybody else. I don't care what you think. I don't even want to meet you. Fuck you. I got the co-sign of the old man. I'm grandfathered in this shit. I'm made. There has to be a steady progression. Meet a friend.
I mean, and that's the basically what this list is consist of. Is basically trying to slow everything down. People want to do this stuff too soon. Like within the first week or so, you introducing this person to your family. You introducing this person to you. That's what this list. That's what this list is about. You know what I'm saying? People doing stuff too soon, entirely too soon. Even
beyond the time constraints, just when you first start meeting people, take it. It's a progression.
It's a progression thing. Let it build up to, you know what I'm saying, all of that. Like I say, anybody. I don't introduce females that I deal with to my people unless it's, you know what I'm saying, like you were saying, the progressing thing. Like, they meet people that I don't really deal with on a regular basis. I don't have a problem with you meeting them.
We gotta see how you act.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I want to see how you interact with people that I know.
Yeah, it's like, okay, because you don't know necessarily who I fuck with, who I don't. So I can take you around these people, see how you interact, just to see see how you act.
Yeah, see how you are with people.
You know what I'm saying? Just see how you are with people. That way I can gauge under what circumstances you meet the more important people. Let's say you're not a big crowds person, and some people aren't. Like, they don't function well in a big gathering. So I'm not gonna take you and introduce you to family members at Thanksgiving. That's too much.
It's overwhelming.
It's overwhelming. It's not only is it me looking out for me, it's me looking out for you. You may not be a big crowd people person. You may want to lock in with the one person you meet and really get to know them. So it could be a situation where I have to introduce you to each person that's important one by one.
Or let's say, you know what I'm saying, like, I take you out and, you know what I'm saying, not knowing this before, you know what I'm saying, we get around people that I just kick it with, people that I'm hanging out with, you know what I'm saying, from time to time. Right. And I find out that you are a little bit too much of a people person, and when you get out, you get wild. I might not want to take you home to meet my family.
Yeah, like you pretty much shot yourself in the foot because you do a little too much. Because look, that's more that acting like a nigga thing. Mm-hmm. Everybody don't want the life of the party on their arm. You may not like how it sounds. That's real. It's real life. Everybody don't want that. Everybody doesn't necessarily need a runway model. Everybody doesn't necessarily want a video vixen.
You ain't got to look like a model for me to adore you.
Number 5. Number 5, sir. It's too much teaching going on.
Number five, prioritizing one another. This is basically like when you in a relationship with somebody, or y'all just starting out, and let's say I just got into a relationship,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And the Crit concerts come up,
right?
You know what I'm saying? We've been planning this for, you know what I'm saying, a whole month. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go to the Crit concert.
Right.
Okay.
Not to mention this is part of work. Like, it's
exactly.
fun because we dig the artist.
Yeah.
But
you know
this is also work.
Plus, we get a chance, you know what I'm saying, the crew come out. We get a chance to joke around and do, you know what I'm saying, the zoo, do what the zoo do.
Right.
Now, the weekend come up. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying, and you ask me, or, you know what I'm saying, like, the week is starting to approach, you know what I'm saying, the date is starting to approach. Concert happened on Saturday.
Right.
It's Thursday, you know what I'm saying. You ask me, yeah, we still rolling to the concert, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, nah, I got to check with my girl, you know what I'm saying. I think she might have something planned going on this weekend, so I got to check with her and see if it's okay, you know what I'm saying, if I come out and kick it with y'all.
I could understand that if the first time you heard about the concert was right then. If you've known about this for all this time, might should have said something.
Let's say I only been in this relationship for about 3 weeks.
I mean,
so I've been knowing about the concert longer than
I've been dealing
with this chick.
I mean, even with a relationship that's been like, it could be forever. You have to have that time to associate with your male or female counterparts. Women always talk about having girls' night out and having that time to be with their friends, or when they go to the beauty shop or when they go to the nail salon, that time where they just get to go be a girl. Guys need time where they just go get to be guys. It has nothing to do with looking for other women. If you've ever seen all of us out at a concert, it ain't really got too much to do with no bras. They may look, because I mean, hey, we are who we are. We're cool. But that wasn't the purpose. If I'm going to a rap concert, I'm going to watch some motherfuckers rap.
Right.
That's what I'm doing.
But that's the just of that one. It's just, people, making each other too important too soon. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I understand that, we have to communicate what we doing with each other, you know what I'm saying? Because, communication is, is a huge
Key.
part of any good relationship.
Communicate to avoid scheduling
Exactly.
conflicts and things of that nature.
But
open communication.
But at the same time, that doesn't mean that I'm supposed to just, alienate my friends and people that I rock with to spend time with you all the time.
Because I don't expect you to do it.
I don't expect you to do it.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like let's say you know what I'm saying? Like, I normally don't mess with chicks that like going to clubs and stuff like that, because I don't particularly care for it.
Yeah, it's just eliminating some further problems later.
Right. But let's say you like going, but the chick that I'm dealing with likes going to clubs, and you know what I'm saying, or let's say she don't really get to do it on a regular basis, but her and her friends are going out that weekend. You know what I'm saying? They decided, all right, we all gonna get together and we all gonna go out to the club. Holla at me when you finish.
Bet. Club let attitude. You finna go get something to eat, hit me when it's over with. Especially in the early stages.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's like people taking the whole thing a little too soon. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
in the early stages, you gotta let shit like that ride.
Exactly.
It's mentally, people go through things where they're still trying to figure out where they want to be,
where that relationship stands. You still trying to figure out exactly where that relationship stands. So it's time,
right?
So, you know what I'm saying? So this is the time to start trying to figure that stuff out. It's like, I'm still over here, and I still got things that I was doing before I was with you. So I'm not going to deviate from that.
And then you can't get in the way of that progression, because you mess around. Let's say you let her go to the club, or not even let her. She goes halfway through the night. She's like, you know what? I don't even want to be here. I would rather be at the house.
I'd rather be at home.
I'd rather be home chilling. And guys go through that too. It'd be like, you know what? This ain't even really what that is. I'd rather be at the crib with my old lady. Let that be when it's natural and it's authentic and it's genuine, it lasts longer.
Yep.
You can't be forced into anything like that, because then people feel like you're holding them from something. That's why you don't force people into matters of that nature. You let it happen naturally. Let it progress. What number we on? 4?
Yeah, number 4.
Run it.
Now, the heading said get a dog together, but we're going to change that to just getting mutual things together, like buying things that you own together. Too soon.
Now I'm listening.
Now I've seen instances where, you know what I'm saying, couples have bought pets and the relationship ended up not working out. So they got to decide who going to keep the pet and who going to, you know what I'm saying, who going to take it with them. I've seen situations like that.
That's terrible.
So I understand, but let's say, you know what I mean, it's not a pet. Let's say y'all within the first year of your relationship decide y'all going to move in together. Y'all get a mutual, it's something that you both own together.
Yeah, you both get an apartment or something.
Yeah, so
sign your name on a lease.
To where, you know what I'm saying, if you break up, both of y'all can't have it, or both of y'all can't take it with you. You know what I mean? Like something like that. People doing that too soon in a relationship without really knowing where the relationship stands.
Or I take that a step further. People that co-sign for like major, like you co-sign a major loan, you co-sign a car, you co-sign furniture. Like, I understand that you care about a person and you want to help them and you want to see them do well. All these things, you have to be very careful about what you put your name on. Remember we said the whole thing about people walking around screaming Jeezy records about they don't owe nobody nothing, but they got a credit score that looks like a really good rushing day for a running back. This is real life.
Yeah, I know a situation where, this chick, she had to move because I think she just, her and her boyfriend was breaking up and they lived together. You know what I'm saying? And everything in the apartment was in her name. But she decided that because people was, like, without giving too much, it was too much going on.
Right.
Let's just put it like that. And she decided that she didn't want to be with him anymore, and she just wanted to leave just so she could get away from everything.
Right.
So she had to, basically come to a conclusion like, okay, do I just leave and, he's going to end up having to find somewhere else to live? Or do, like, I leave and not just, let him go ahead and finish out the lease? And basically my advice to her was like, look, I would be very protective. I know I wouldn't let anybody stay in a place that I'm not there to, to watch how they conduct themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because ain't no telling what kind of condition they gonna leave that apartment in.
You crank up a bunch of the wrong shit because now like, it doesn't take a whole lot of smarts to be a criminal. It just takes a bright idea.
Right.
So, and then it could be from someone else's influence. All of a sudden they're like, you know what? We don't, this particular place we stay in is not in our name, so whatever we do here don't apply to us. So then you get somebody trapping out the apartment, or you get somebody putting together some foolishness in the apartment, or just whatever the case may be, because they don't have any responsibility. It's just like what goes on online. When people don't have direct responsibility to what it is that they're doing, then they liable to do anything.
Or even they just decide they not gonna pay the rent.
Yeah, just anything.
Like
that could be the easiest thing.
Exactly. They just decide they not gonna pay the rent. So, you know what I mean? They ended up vacating the premises anyway. You know what I'm saying? But everything's still in your name and stuff is not getting paid. Guess what?
Now you got a blemish on your credit. You got a blemish on your record. And in this day and age, you can ill afford some shit like that.
Can't afford that.
Can't afford it. What number we on? 3?
Number 3.
Let go.
Having sex too soon.
Grown-ups make grown-up decisions, sir. I understand the whole point of this, but I'm saying grown-ups make grown-up decisions.
They do. And they have to live with those decisions.
This is true. This is true.
I don't think that needs any explanation to it. It is what it is, self-explanatory.
Yeah, you don't need any backstory on that. I mean,
be warned that I didn't put this list together.
Of course. I mean, I understand because we already know. Grown-ups make grown-up decisions.
Yeah.
So if you feel comfortable giving and taking, then hey, far be it of me to put a time constraint on you and your feelings. I mean, education's paramount. Number 2.
Now, this is kind of a playoff of, one of the things
Playoffs?
we talked about.
You kidding me? Playoffs? Oh, my bad.
One of the issues that we talked about last week.
What's that is?
This is bringing people along with you. Last week we was talking about, like females overreact when they don't even, like when the guy don't invite them along everywhere they go. So this is the other side of that.
You can't.
You know what I mean? And telling you shouldn't be doing that too soon.
No, you can't come to a UFC fight. You don't own a T-shirt.
You've never even seen it. I don't feel like sitting here explaining to you, why they hitting each other. And
why he just laying there letting them hit on him like that? He ain't actually letting them do it.
Is that real blood? Yes.
Yes.
Do you not see it coming out of this man's body?
Like, you know what? Maybe we should watch it on TV first. See if you like it. Let's try that first. You don't have to go to the actual event. Let's watch it on TV.
Or, even, what I'm saying? Because I've heard situations like this where, a guy had a certain thing that he liked to do. He liked to go to the basketball game or something like that.
Okay.
What you talking about?
I mean, you can't be so vague with these comments, sir. You got to. This is a globally televised audience we're talking to.
Okay. So, a guy had, he kind of had things that he liked to do. He liked going to a football game or going to a basketball game.
Okay.
And when he got some tickets, he decided that, you know what I'm saying, he asked his boys to come with him.
Right.
Instead of asking his girl.
So?
She took offense to that.
Why? Have you ever shown interest? Look, if it's not something you show interest in, then don't worry about it. It's not personal. That's just like you not taking me to pottery class. I don't give a shit about pottery.
And that's funny because that's actually in the description. Pottery class.
I didn't even read it. Come on, man.
It says yoga class, pottery class, hiking groups.
Yeah, like some things are just for you. If you enjoy yoga or you enjoy whatever it is you enjoy doing. I don't want to
come with you.
I don't have to come with you. I don't feel slighted that you don't want to bring me. It's not necessarily something that suits my character. I can do and go. I can do anything. I can go anywhere. But certain things, if it's your passion, I'm going to let you have that because you need that.
And you know what? While we on the subject,
yeah,
I hope this don't take up too much time.
Nah, we good. We got about a hot 4 on this clip.
Just 4 minutes.
Yeah, on the clip, but the bonus coverage is still rolling, but the YouTube clip about 4 minutes.
Okay. Oh. I had, like, you know how guys, us as guys, we tend to have issues. I don't personally.
you niggas
I
out
personally,
there.
yeah, have issues with the woman in their life having guy friends.
It is what it is.
Now, here's my thing. If I'm with you, if I'm with a girl, you know what I'm saying, and she has a guy friend, they real close or whatever,
right.
whatever their situation is, they got a real good relationship. They got a real good friendship.
Yeah. Clarence's parents had a real good marriage.
My thing is this.
What is it?
That's your friend, not mine.
Right.
Don't try to get me and him to be friends because that's your friend,
because
not mine.
We all can't be friends.
Exactly. Like, and if y'all want to go hang out together, you know what I'm saying, whatever, holler at me when you finish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My thing is, like, when I'm doing my thing, like, don't ask me if I can ask him to come. No, I don't want him coming along.
Don't add him to the group because he's your friend.
That's your friend.
That's your mold.
Exactly.
He may have a penis, but he ain't one of my partners. Don't just assemble him with us like you gonna insert this nigga into the crew for intel. Like, what do we talk about when we go out? Because I know that's what's gonna happen. His allegiance is not to me, it's
with
to you. You'll get him drugged by being a snitch. And I may not be doing anything, but when I leave and I'm not with you, I'm kicking it with my folk, I need to be able to feel as free as humanly possible. So I don't want to take your cousin out with us.
No.
I don't want to do any of it.
No.
I will, but I don't want to.
Now, if it's a situation where everybody is together, like you got your group of friends and I have my group of friends and we all just coming together on one accord, fine.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Cookout,
he more than welcome to come.
Come on through the cookout.
You know
have your seat, play some dominoes.
Yeah.
Just don't fuck up my flat screen.
You know what I'm saying? But if it's a situation where I'm with my group of friends, I don't really necessarily want to invite him because I don't rock with him like that.
I don't know this nigga.
I don't really know it. See, and that's one of the things, like, what's my man, Chris Rock. You know what I'm saying? Chris Rock was saying,
this nigga, man.
In you know what I'm saying, in one of his stand-up, he was like, you know what I'm saying, women like to get their you know what I'm saying, their men together to have, like, grown men play dates and stuff like that. Where, you know what I'm saying, we gonna put these two in a room,
so
you know what I'm saying, to make them be friends. You know what I'm saying, like, and
I'll be cordial. But
exactly. And it's like, dudes, us as men, we don't really necessarily make friends like that.
It's about this. It ain't quite as contentious and catty as it is when two women. Okay, women, next time you decide you got a male friend, you're going to try to pair him up with your man and make them be friends, assume the inverse. What if he had a female friend and he was going to try to just pair y'all up? You going to be automatically on defense, especially if she fine. If she looks like anything, it's gonna be an automatic red flag. Like, what the fuck? Why is she still around? Why is she your friend? Like, don't do that. Stop it. Quit it. And that's the end of that.